Senior Iranian MP, Europe Facing Important Historical TestTEHRAN, FNA, Chairman of the Iranian Parliament's National Security and Foreign Policy Commission Alaeddin Boroujerdi underlined that implementation of the 2015 nuclear deal after the U.S. withdrawal is a historical test for the European countries. I believe that the Europeans are facing an important historical test and they should not accept the U.S. pressures if they want to maintain their national interests, Boroujerdi said on Saturday. He referred to the U.S. sanctions against Iran after quitting the nuclear deal, and said, "There is no and there will be no deadlock for the Islamic Republic of Iran in any conditions, since U.S. President Donald Trump's eighth decision to quit the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA. Other signatories of the deal, the UK, France, China, Russia and Germany have had a tough task on their hands to preserve it. While Russia and China have expressed unshakable support for the deal, the other three European governments have been torn between pleasing the US as a key ally and protecting their own interests in the profitable Iranian markets. Trump has said he would reinstate all nuclear-related sanctions that were lifted under the deal, vowing to punish companies and countries that violate those and the harsher bans that will follow them shortly. After Trump's declaration, the Iranian government issued a statement, calling the US withdrawal as unlawful. The statement underlined Iran's prerequisites for continuing the deal with the five world powers after the U.S. pullout of the agreement. Iran, as a country that has remained committed to its legal obligations, will pursue the U.S. government's decision to withdraw from the JCPOA as provided by the mechanisms and provisions of the accord, and if the U.S. withdrawal is not fully compensated and the full interests of the Iranian people are not met and guaranteed, as stated in the accord and as outlined by Iran's leader on the 9th of May, it will exercise its legal right to take whatever reciprocal measures it deems expedient. Other parties to the JCPOA, and especially its three European signatories, must take necessary action to safeguard the accord and to implement their commitments, which they proved incapable of fully performing even while the U.S. was nominally a party to the deal, due to the obstructions by the Trump administration, and to proceed from giving pledges to taking practical action without any preconditions, it said. None of the provisions or timeframes within the JCPOA, which were the subject of 12 years of negotiations, are negotiable in any manner. The U.S., which has through its meddling and erroneous policies ignited extremism, terrorism, destruction, war and child killing in our region, is in no position to issue any diktat about the Islamic Republic of Iran's lawful presence within its own region or its effective support for the peoples of Syria and Iraq in their endeavor to fight extremists. The U.S. and its allies, which through their support for the regime of Saddam Hussein, including equipping it with chemical weapons and the most advanced military equipment while blocking Iran's access to any means of defense, victimized the Iranian people for 8 years, and currently turning our region into a powder keg through their sale of hundreds of billions of dollars of useless advanced weaponry devouring the financial resources of the region, are in no position to impose restrictions on the Islamic Republic of Iran's lawful means of defense, including defensive ballistic missiles which have been designed to carry conventional weapons based on the bitter experiences of the war with the regime of Saddam Hussein. Indeed, such efforts explicitly violate the principles of international law, and the Islamic Republic of Iran's legitimate right to self-defense under Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, it added. As announced by the President of the Islamic Republic of Iran on the 8th of May, the foreign minister has been tasked with the duty of taking the necessary measures to obtain required guarantees from the remaining parties to the JCPOA as well as Iran's other economic partners, and to immediately report the results of this mission. Meanwhile, the president of the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran has been tasked with taking all necessary steps in preparation for Iran to pursue industrial-scale enrichment without any restrictions, using the results of the latest research and development of Iran's brave nuclear scientists. The people of Iran will with calm and confidence continue their path towards progress and development, and the government of the Islamic Republic of Iran has foreseen all necessary measures to facilitate this under any circumstances, the statement continued. The Islamic Republic of Iran, as a secure and powerful state, which derives its security and economic development from within, relying on the prudent participation and resilience of its brave and civilized people, seeks constructive and dignified engagement with the world. And as shown by its implementation of the JCPOA despite the United States' continuous violations, is a trustworthy and committed partner for all who are prepared to cooperate on the basis of shared interests and mutual respect, it reiterated.